welcome to 108 Gate, where we look at the energies through tarot and other means as we go on. For now, for today, we're going to be looking with the tarot and the oracle at the energies of today, or whenever you come to this reading. Like I've said before, is when you come to the reading, I simply put the date on so that you can utilise the energy numerologically in any other way that the numbers will benefit. Sometimes you find, when you write a diary or a journal or something correlates. So it'd be interesting to go back to certain dates. So we've got the moon, and these two fell like that. Like I said, I try and keep it as consistent where it falls as possible. Knight of Cups and Judgment, as if they're swooping in. So Knight of Cups and Judgment are swooping in towards the moon, towards where a body of emotion is, to where a body of illumination of the emotions are possible. Every reading, the sentiment of the card is there, but when it comes in correlation to different things, different placements, it's going to be different. So the interpretation is slightly different. And the motion, I do include the motion and emotion for a particular reason in its particular space, to make sure that we're getting the correct feedback from the energy. There's a lot. How's your day going? How's your day been going? How's this lovely building waxing moon treating you? It's quite intense, isn't it? Page of Wands. Some motion has to happen. Something has to be occurring, or something is occurring that's quite new, quite fresh, quite juvenile on some level. Juvenile in the sense of it's like it's something new, either to yourself or to someone else, and this is bringing up particular emotions. It may not be new as a concept, but it may be that it's something new that you're actually doing. So it may be something that you've thought about doing, pondered about doing, but you haven't actually took those steps. Now all of a sudden you may have opportunities coming in front of you. We have the gold nugget there in the horseshoe for a reason. It feels like there's an abundance of wealth. I think I spoke about it yesterday. An abundance of wealth that you want to be nurturing, hence the plant. The light illuminating this. You want to be, you don't have to be, but you'd want to be with this energy. It feels as though the benefit from it will come from being open to receiving things that you hadn't perceived as possible, but you've wanted to have at some point. So you may have had I want to travel somewhere, but I don't know how I could do it. I don't think I could do it, and it's kind of like other people can do it, but I can't. You want to get rid of that. You want to switch it. You want to turn it round, so that the love, the motion of love, the emotion of love can come in. The emotion of enjoying what you're doing can come in. So Judgment being in this angle, and that it feels like it's off. The pure energy and the pure emotion of it is there, right on point, but to align with it, something needs to shift within self. Then that will allow for the Page of Wands to take on this new challenge, take on this new project, take on this new perspective, take on this new relationship, take on this new version of self, take on this new aspect of self, whatever it is for you. But there's something new available to be received that's not fully being received because of the emotions not aligning, because of the judgment being incorrect. Judgment needs to be analysed. We're perceiving something incorrectly, maybe perceiving self incorrectly, maybe perceiving something as far away when it's really close, or we're perceiving it as close when it's far away. Something's off. and it's the emotions getting distorted that's making it feel off and go off. So you've got Emperor, Page of Serpents, and King, Knight of Serpents. So value of things. It's like the Emperor's informing them of different values. The Emperor's informing them of how things have got to change, how things have got to be. But the Page of Wands is over there. This Knight of Cups is over here. These feel like they're part of his troops, part of his crew, part of his group. Delegating. Do you delegate? Are you delegating enough? Do you ask for help? Do you receive help? Do you receive support? Are you in a group that is supportive to you? Single. This feels like a unit that's working together. The Emperor has loyal staff. He has loyal members of his group, loyal members of his team. Do you feel like you have that? That's where the emotions could be off whack, where you want someone to be loyal, but they're not. Sorry if I've got coal. I've got coal on my hands. Charcoal, coal, whatever. That may be taking you off your emotional stability, which is messing around with this. So if you are able to, this feels like it's the suggested point being here by being more aligned with the Page of Wands, go into that fresh curiosity, go into that fresh ability to try new things, not being scared of it, instead being courageous and going for it. With that, there's more likelihood of finding the wands, that Four of Wands, that often is perceived as stability in the world, a part of the world, having the foundation, north, east, south, west, four corners of your home, whatever it is, how you perceive that, the stability is available there. You may have stability in a tripod, but the Four Wands in the tarot is a bit different to the three. Three is more about the Three of Wands, more about being the curiosity and looking out what's here, what's there, what's not there. Page of Wands is kind of leading towards there. Maybe, okay, as we're saying that, and I just moved it, it feels as though you may be, if you align, these emotions are there, aligned. This is not on alignment, it's not on cue with this. So this needs to be, the judgment needs to be shifted to be able to get the Knight of Cups in emotional well-being, in emotional strength, emotionally intelligent. Judgment, shift, to be able to align with the truth of what the moon is actually doing. And I know they say that the moon sometimes comes in as hiding emotions. That thing can just as much erupt things that are just hidden under the surface. It depends on which moon it is, when it is, how it is in your natal chart, things like that. Lots of other things, factors can be playing in with it. Who is in close proximity to you? There may be times when there's a certain person of a full moon activates something in you, whereas if another person is near you when the full moon's happening, they may activate something else in you. So there's so many different factors, and that's why if you haven't seen the past reading, go and see the past reading, and it's talking about how you're going to have all these questions coming up. So many layers, so many different factors, so many different things to consider, so many different things to question or be questioned about. Is layer upon, is the complexity is really, really intense right now. That's where the beauty is. Because if you slow right down and align yourself emotionally with the truth of what the moon is. The moon is the moon. What you do with that is up to you. Yes, it will influence you in a certain way. If it's oh, wow. Okay. A lot of energy going through. If it's sending you in a spin like that, What do you do with it? Do you stop and see, like, where am I going in the spin? Why am I going in the spin? How am I going in the spin? When did I last go in a spin like this? Is this the first time I'm going in this kind of spin? Evaluate, assess, utilize that, and let that shift judgments of things. Blaming someone else. Oh, actually, where can I be accountable and take on my responsibility of this situation? My emotions may be a bit raw and I might blow off the handle. My emotions may be a bit sensitive, and at this time I need to be a bit more protective of my emotions. There's so many different scenarios here. You have to look at yourself. What does it mean to you? Page of Wands, therefore, when this is aligned, this is going to bring in a new fresh energy of curiosity, a new fresh energy of being able to go ahead, step on to a new path, step on to a new version of the same path, step on to the next chapter, step on to the next section. Whatever it is, there's something fresh that hasn't been there previously, or wasn't accessible previously, or wasn't accessible in the same way that is going to be available now because this wasn't aligned. Therefore, it could be possible that you're going to be joining with a group, connecting with a group that has a unit already as a foundation that may benefit you. And in that, you can access your own security. They may be presenting examples of how to be as an emperor, examples of how to be as the page of coins, how to be as a page of a knight of coins, as a page of wands. Yes, you've got the practical skills. Yes, you've got the curiosity. But if the curiosity is not applied in the appropriate way, to the appropriate thing, at the appropriate time, it's going to fall flat on its face. Therefore, strengthening your foundation by looking and observing elsewhere. Look at the Emperor. How is the Emperor delegating? How is the Emperor utilising his group? How is the Emperor making sure that everything is coming into harmony? Is it coming into harmony? You can also learn from people when they're not doing things correctly. It's not always about having to be a certain way. It can be about how it's not going correctly, and therefore learn from that. If I was to do that, I would do it this way. When he did it that way, it was going that way. When she did it that way, it was going this way. Look at all of the situation scenarios that you seem to be involved with. Don't need to get tangled up or involved with situations or scenarios that are nothing to do with you. I think if a lot of you are feeling of what the energies have been coming up with lately, you've got enough on your plate to deal with yourself. You don't need to be getting messed up with anyone else's business. Focus on yourself. Focus on aligning truthfully, purely with your emotion. Utilise the wisdom of others, the unity of the others, the harmony of the others, the disharmony of the others. Observe, learn, adapt, improve your foundation. Let the horseshoe with the gold in it come up, run to you, flow to you, easier and easier. There you go. Assertiveness with the sunflower. Rise up, stand stronger and true. I've just said it. Just said it. Should we do another one? Another language of the flowers as a bonus, and we'll wrap it up. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Words of love. Speak with your heart. Sorry, it's not in focus. I have to set my word for it. Words of love. Speak with your heart. Speaking with my heart passionately. There's an abundance of wealth that goes beyond the current definition of wealth. Feeling the warmth of the sun on your face. How wealthy do you feel with that if you're cold? Feeling the cool, refreshing icy drink if you're hot. The wealth of each thing you're choosing to do for yourself. Choosing to do something for yourself as opposed to letting someone deplete you. The wealth in that. Have fun with this. Have lots of fun with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's jam-packed with like luscious, luxurious affluence. Utilise it. Sop it up. Peace and love.